Welcome to Oboe Slander. Here we are, well into the new year. I'm Matthew, and my house is covered in 10 inches of snow.
And I'm LeBaron, and it's just 19 degrees outside. So, no snow, just cold. Happy New Year. We've made it to what month is it now? Is it February?
Yes, today, as we're recording, is February 1st.
Whew, February 1st. No big deal. January just flew by the blink of an eye. So, I don't know what that means for the rest of the year. I'm hoping it all does that.
It's always this way to me. It flew by, but I'm like, oh my God, it was so slow.
Somehow, some way. It starts off like fast, then slow, but somehow it's all within like a minute. And then we're done.
Like completely, and then we're dead.
Yeah, like, and then the dead silence because we are both dead.
Also, rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara.
Listen,
Like, really, truly, I mean that.
we lost an icon. January could not leave without one big one, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I don't want that, but thank you so much." It's fine. We'll just never recover or have anyone as iconic as Catherine O'Hara again. It's fine. Everything's fine. I won't cry. I won't cry. I won't cry.
I don't cry. I'm not a big crier.
That's nice. I'm glad you don't do that. I've become a crier in later years of my life, and I don't know why. But it's only, like,
Like,
for really dramatic things like this.
I Actually, I won't say that I don't cry. I'm not a public crier. Like, even if I'm watching a show and someone else is there, there will be no tears. If I was watching it alone, there might be. But then I do have like those full breakdowns where I just like sob for 30 seconds and then I'm like, and now we're moving on.
Bounce back and bring it home.
Like, that might not be healthy, but it's how I cope.
And that's how Matthew sees it. That's what you have to do. I was like, "I'm gonna say it, but I'm not gonna do it." It happened anyway. Oh god.
I just want
That's
one day a year where I'm not assaulted by uglies and fatties.
Oh, man. Man. For any of our listeners out there, if you love Glee, this is also a one-stop shop for that,
Mhm.
not just heated rivalry. We
Well, let's move on ahead to our reads. I haven't really done anything fun or special with mine other than I made like 2 or 3 on some regatta cane from 1990, which is the same year I was born, and I got one good read out of it. I think it's probably already dead, but it sounded really nice for a
It
few days.
had a chance at life, and
Mhm,
she got her time to shine, and now she's on her way out. That's the life of a Reed.
mhm,
Bless. Um, not much with my reads. I have maybe one potentially good read. I've had to make reads for a bunch of my students, so that's my read case is empty while theirs are full, and they're so happy to play band arrangements of Ratatouille and First
mm.
Sweet Me Flat while I get to panic about nothing good happening, so, yeah. Other than that, we're gonna keep making reads, you guys. We're gonna keep making reads
Mhm.
and letting you know, but they're either great or they're really hellish. Yay!
Which of the whole suites do you prefer? The E flat or the F?
Oh, definitely E flat. F is I think F honestly was, like, more for the brass section, and E
Mm,
flat
mhm,
was for us. And I also had to play the F one too many times in my undergrad because at FSU for the, like, graduate, like, band conducting, like, interviews or whatever they do, they would have to, like, learn and conduct that entire thing, and we would be the band that had to play it,
Ugh.
like, 3 times a week for 2 months straight. So that wasn't fun, and we all were just, like, so burnt out by it, and I was like, "I'm only a sophomore, and I have to do this for the next 2 more years? Nice." So, yeah, first suite, iconic, Jesus Star, wonderful melodies. It's fun, it's fresh, and it's shorter, so
Ooh.
get it out of there quickly. What about you? Which one's your favorite?
I kind of hate both of them, but if I had to pick, I probably would play the E flat, mostly for that second movement, that nice
Yes,
little oboe thing. I mean, I
yes.
don't the trumpets have it with us, but who cares?
They're please, they're there for backup support, and they missed half the notes anyways. If there are any trumpet players who are listening to this podcast, number 1, why? Number 2, there's gonna be more of that going on for the rest of our time here, so enjoy this.
Have you had any gigs?
Still no, but
Mm.
they start they start up oh my gosh, I have a rehearsal on Tuesday night after I get off of work, so they start up this month, and I have gigs every weekend except for Valentine's Day,
Oh, wow.
so I will be locked in, and surprisingly, a lot of them are all, like have, like, an Ed concert kinda mixed in, where I'm playing with youth orchestras in each one of them for one piece, and then the real concert begins after, so looking forward to it, excited to play and perform, but also very much like, "Oh, I would like to relax and have space in between," but it's fine. I've relaxed enough. It's time to get back to work, so
Yes.
what about you? How is it going, my gig queen?
Well, it's been getting canceled by weather because we had an ice storm last week. And I say an ice storm, we had winter weather and we just got a lot of sleet, but it gets very icy and scary. So I
Oh,
know last weekend was it just last weekend? Yes. Um, we ended up having 2 of the rehearsals, and we were supposed to be playing Academic Festival Overture, Rachmaninoff Second Symphony, and something else that I didn't play on. So we had the first 2 rehearsals, and then we had to meet as an orchestra committee and, like, get votes from the musicians on rescheduling everything or just canceling. Because if we cancel, we don't get paid, but then rescheduling is hard because people can't do everything. So
right.
that
Ugh.
one has been rescheduled for next Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, which was a real bummer because I had just like, as this was happening, I had just scheduled a master class at Western Michigan
Oh,
on that
no.
Monday, meaning I
Ugh,
was gonna leave Sunday and come back Tuesday. And I was like, "Well, can't do that anymore."
no! Ah.
So we've been trying to find an alternate date, and it doesn't look like we're gonna have one this semester. So maybe next semester.
No. Oh. Okay, we're gonna manifest. We're gonna manifest for next semester.
Mm,
'Cause those
and
students will be
then
so lucky to have you.
it'll be fun. And then I was supposed to have another gig series another masterwork series this past weekend, and that one also got canceled because that one's Monday, Thursday, Friday, double Saturday. So they canceled Monday.
Oh.
And then on Wednesday, I think it was, they canceled the rest of the week because we got 10 inches of snow
Yay!
yesterday
Everything
when the
apart?
concert would have been happening. So it was probably a good call, but we don't get paid for that. But I did manage to get in an Ed show Wednesday. So it was Wednesday night rehearsal, and then we did 2 on Thursday morning. So I got to have those. Played The Sorcerer's Apprentice, which is always a lot. There's that o it like, it's all of it's hard enough, but then there's that one page that's just impossible, and for those of you listening, just go to my TikTok, and there's a video of me, um, wiggling my fingers.
Well, in my opinion, I thought it was a really good recording, so but we're our own harshest critics, so it's fine,
Whew.
but
Well, if
that
you notice, I played the same pattern except for, like, the first couple. Once it
yeah,
starts going, like, E flat, D flat, and then sometimes it's, like, A flat, F, D flat, and other times it goes E flat, D flat, B flat, G, D flat. It changes a little bit, and I just played the same pattern over and over through all of it because I went, "I can't think right now." I was like, We've just gotta go." Um, and then when it goes to the diminished 7 arpeggios, I was like, "Easy peasy. I can do this all day."
you just have to just get you have to fall off the horse a little bit and then come back on the horse, that's all you gotta
Mhm.
do.
It really
And
was
some
just like, keep blowing and playing, and you'll get through it.
and that's how you survive Sorcerer's Apprentice. I'm not
Trying to think
surprised
what
with
else.
auditions yet, honestly.
I know.
That
It
would
is for, bells. They have to do that.
you know,
And
for
then
us, that'd be a first round, like, clean
oh,
it
I
right
know.
everyone's out. Like, "Bye."
Trying to think if we played anything else fun on that. We played a little bit of, Hoedown.
It wouldn't be an Ed show without Hoedown, I'm not gonna
I
lie.
know.
I'm not gonna lie. They have to laugh, they have to dance a little bit, and this is the perfect one to do it at, especially the oboe solos. We're just
I didn't even have we didn't play that section. We played, like, the opening little bit, and then it turned into, like, a rhythm game during the bum,
Mm,
bum, 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 and then the cellos have their drunk, 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 with all the down bows. Um,
yes.
so like, in that section, we had, like, a wood block doing a tap thing, and then the kids had to repeat it, and then we pretty much jumped to the end.
I love that.
Me too.
Ah, yes. I'm telling you, those Ed shows, they just get more creative every time you do one. You're just like, "What's gonna happen in this one?"
Mhm.
And it's like, "Okay." The woodwinds are all, like, doing cartwheels while trying to play to keep the kids laughing, and I'm like, "Got it. I'm gonna sit that one out, but keep laughing, kids. Keep laughing and learning." I love that song.
I did wanna say too, but I think I mentioned a couple times, like, all of this means that I didn't get paid for these gigs that I lost, and I don't, and it's a very real reality of being a freelancer, especially in a state like North Carolina where there are areas that have unions, but where I am, there are not.
Ugh.
So, you just don't get anything.
No,
I
no.
know. So, kids, if you're thinking about doing this, you gotta be saving all the
But
time.
ugh, truly, you can't treat yourself every day, even though you should. That's the worst.
It's a very harsh reality of what we do.
Yeah, it's something that's completely out of your control. Whereas with the weather, they're
Mhm.
like, "Let's put everybody's safety first." I'm like, "Yes, we should, but also, can you Venmo me at least part of my paycheck for coming to
I
one rehearsal?"
know. Well, they usually do pay us for whatever rehearsal we did, but not all groups even do that. Some groups are even like, "Oh, if you we played the rehearsals and didn't have the concert, you don't get paid for rehearsals either."
Garbage. Garbage.
Yes,
Like, crazy.
it is.
It's
Or I because it even is that way in the event that you get sick. So, like, if I had to go to the hospital, like, on Friday and the concert was Saturday, they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, well, you don't get paid for any of the rehearsals that you did because 'cause you're not playing the concert."
which is, like, insane. So I'm just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that my kidney would explode while I was on
Right.
home.
Ugh.
What was I thinking? Ah, how goofy. How goofy of me. Ah."
So in the same group where we did the Ed shows, thank gosh it didn't happen this time, but one time, the other oboe player had their English horn and oboe out next to their chair on the stand, and the trumpet player walked by, and granted, the trumpet player, like, tripped coming off of the riser is what happened, but he,
Oh.
like, collided into the oboe and English horn, and they just, like, fell
No.
over onto the ground. And granted, he did too, and he had the wherewithal to be like, "I need to check on these instruments first."
Please, please, sir. I'm glad he did that. I'm glad he had that sense. Like, wait a minute. That
Like, he
wasn't a
was like,
shark.
"Nothing is broken, and I'm not bleeding. Let me deal with this."
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
I know. So, I know for reasons like that, a lot of people don't like to have their oboes on pegs or stands or anything, which I get, but I also don't like having them in my lap because they roll around.
Yeah, yeah. I I like having a stand, but I keep it like literally within my arm's reach. And if I'm not sitting at my seat, then my instrument goes in its case or something. I can't. You hear too many stories. You hear too many horror
Mhm.
stories.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is he was sitting in the chair next to his instruments, and they were right next to his chair, and we were just like rehearsal was over, and we were still talking for a second, and they went
No.
down. So, that's the crazy thing, and I know that's a one-off, but it's scary. I've seen some people just like, they leave their case open and they put the instrument like, they lay it flat on the case sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen that with my students and like a couple of people like in stuff. And I'm always just like, so what are we doing with that? So what's gonna happen now? You've put it almost in the case. Like I don't really know what's going on there. I'm like, so the case could close on top of it and just like bump it? I don't know. Is it safe now? I just I get it. I understand. You don't wanna, like, have to take your entire instrument apart if you're going to the bathroom. I'm gonna be back in, like, 5 minutes, and I'll keep playing, but, like, there's just a lot of money just sitting there on the floor or on a stand like that, and I'm just like, "I this is my life. This is my life. I don't wanna lose my life."
What kind of pegs do you use?
I have, gosh, like a million on the floor right now that I trip over during the day. See, I trip over the stands when the instruments aren't there. I'm like, "Who put this here?" And me. I put it here. So dumb. I have, like, the K&M, like, oboe English horn one.
Mhm.
I One of my friends, I bought hers when she quit playing oboe, and then I got, like, 2 other pegs, so I have, like like, 4 on this thing.
Ooh.
Like, I have one that has, like, 4. I can hold 2 of each. I have never had 2 of each in my possession at once, so
Mhm.
it's kinda goofy. I use those, and then I use, like, the Hercules, like, single stand or triple stand in the same scene, so that's what I do. I put them on stand like that. What about you?
So, at home, I just use the Hercules triple stand, but I don't put anything on the 3rd one, and just use my oboe and English horn on that one or 2 oboes or whatever. Um, and then for rehearsal, I use my K&M little twisty stand. I like
Yes.
that one, and then for English horn, I have a flute stand, and it's one of
Oh.
those where, like, the 3 peg or not 3 pegs, but the 3 feet come out, um, and
Oh.
the English horn fits perfectly on that thing. I love
Ooh,
it.
you have to show me that. I love that.
Here,
I love that.
it's
That's actually
it's
really
this one.
cool. Oh,
It's one of
yes. Oh,
these,
yeah.
and the English horn just fits perfectly on this little lip down here.
Right there. I love to see it. I love that. It's smart, it's easy, and god, they have to be portable.
Yes. This one is also K&M.
Oh, are we sponsored? Are we sponsored by them? Are we about
Yes.
to be? Right now, I think we should be.
Ugh. Well, I'll
Why not?
share another horror story of an instrument getting knocked over.
Oh,
Um, God, it was the same group that this other happened
okay.
to. Anyway, we used to do a holiday pops, on the night before Thanksgiving, and we were on these rickety risers, and on that one, I was playing oboe, English horn, and tenor sax because for some reason, I think we were doing An American in Paris or something.
Oh.
Or
Oh,
maybe there was just something that needed tenor saxophone on a pops chart. That sounds more reasonable. Um,
yeah, okay, got it, we got it, okay, I was just like, "Oh, okay, interesting." Anyways.
anyway, so everyone stood up on the risers and, like, my instruments were on the pegs, and I swear they were just, like, all shaking, and that's when my green line fell over and broke in half.
No,
Like, I think it was just too mu it was a decent peg, but I will say at the time, it was one of those little plastic ones that you put together. You know what I'm talking about?
oh,
So it was
like
really should
or
have been fine, but on those rickety risers, it was not enough.
she said, "I'm going down with the ship, captain," and just
Ugh.
shattered. No.
Oh, that one hurt.
No, thank you. That's no. I'm glad, um, at least you and your that oboe had a wonderful lot time together, you know? You guys have a wonderful life
Yes.
together, and I'm so sorry for her loss.
I
Her loss
mean, I got that tenon rebuilt. It was fine,
is she was never
and
the same again. Poor
no,
girl.
it really wasn't. So, I sold it actually, like, a month ago. I still need that money, though. So, I guess technically I haven't sold it.
She's just she's in someone else's hands now, and you're just
Mhm.
waiting to get that check. Point blank, period. So
And guess what? That $3,500 is gonna go towards
oh my gosh, I wonder what it could possibly be.
could it be a new oboe for me because it's getting to be
Ah,
time.
yes! Throwing confetti right now. If we get the right oboe that comes to you, everything's
I
great.
know, we're gonna see. So everyone, I do want another synthetic oboe because I'm tired of cracks. Um, so I'm going to well, I have already reached out to Oboe Chicago about some 920 oboe Marigot oboes that they have because right now it's really hard to find a new one. I've checked both RDG and Midwest, and they don't have 920s in stock right now.
Oh, yeah. I wonder why. I wonder
I don't know.
what's going on here.
So I was like, let me check on these 2 used ones that Shauna has, and I can get them and just see how I feel about them. And I might get one and I might not.
That's so exciting. Join the synthetic world. It's beautifully cold and plastic, but so reliable and fun.
Well, it's we are put into so many bad hall situations, um, because we don't have unions, and even
Right.
if the contracts say something like, "Oh, it can't be below 65 degrees," or whatever, who's enforcing that?
Right. Who's
And
winning
then
from that?
as the musicians, when we try to enforce it, people in power get kinda grumpy about it, which I don't
Yeah, I'm like, just try
appreciate.
yeah, like, just I'm sorry, I wanna be comfortable and want my instrument to function properly. For
Mhm.
you guys. For you. Sorry.
But because in some groups, we do have in our master agreements that if it's below or above a certain temperature, we have steps that we have to follow, and if, like, 30 minutes into rehearsal, it's still not right, then rehearsal is over and we still get paid. But then other master agreements just say, um, oh, what is it? We will endeavor to keep the temperature between X and X, and that's all it says, and I'm like, "Then this is pointless. You're not
Right.
doing anything."
Nothing's happening. They're just like, "We're gonna rally together and pray." Not thoughts and prayers making its way into a rehearsal like that.
And then, well, like earlier this week in the Ed show, when I got there, I was like, it's 64 degrees in this hall, and it's also 16% humidity.
So, death to anything wooden in the room.
Yep.
Immediate death. That's nightmare fuel. I mm-mm. Sometimes I wonder why we do this, and I'm like, "Man, do I love music, but man, do I hate the trenches I have to survive in."
Yeah.
Just do it. It's fine, it's fine. That's why we have unions, why we speak and use our voices to protect ourselves. To protect ourselves.
All right. Well, we were also going to talk about some practice techniques that people use. And I'm going to let the lovely teacher LeBaron take it away.
Ugh, lovely teacher. You know what? My students would agree when they're not, like, actively missing lessons or throwing up in lessons. I'm sorry. I'm gonna before
Just
I do
out
that,
her, out
I'm
her.
just out. Long story short, for everyone, one of my students on Monday came to her lesson sick. She wasn't feeling well. She wasn't sure what it was. She played 2 measures of her music, and then she threw up. We had to call her mom and cancel her lesson. Thankfully, this wasn't at my, like, home, but this was at a place that I teach at, and it was just, like, one of those goofy things where I was like, "Okay, girl, I guess." Like, I'm glad you showed up knowing you did not feel good. Anyways, so, some practice techniques. One of the ones that I, got from my master's teacher, Dr. Miller, was if there's ever, like, any fast passages or no passages, I just change the rhythm of that. Because normally it's like 16th notes, 8th notes, just straight da 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 da, and that trying to practice that constantly, like, not doing anything different and just being stuck in it on a loop, for me, did not help, and I've found that it helps better, actually told me to change the rhythm of what I'm looking at, kind of help get my fingers a little more engaged and give my
Mhm.
brain a chance to catch up. So sometimes I'll change the rhythm to I have to like look at this. I wrote it down because I always say something different. I never say the correct thing to my students. I do a dotted eighth, 16th, and then I'll flip that to 16th dotted eighth. So it's da ta da ta da ta da or da 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 da. I find that to be useful, easy, and my students seem to pick that up really easily once they do it, to the point where they'll come to their lessons after practicing and being like, "I changed the rhythm and it makes total sense." And I'm like, "I know."
Mhm.
I'm like, "I'm so happy." I'm like, "And then you flipped it back to what it's written as and you were able to play it right, right?" And they're like, "Well, no." But
I never changed it back. I thought you
they're
meant
like,
I could
"Oh,
just change it to that rhythm.
yeah." I'm like, "Yes, so we're not composers yet, but definitely don't do that in the concert or the audition when you're playing your scales." They're like, "Oh, that makes sense. So this is, like, just for practice." I'm like, "Yes, this is just for practicing." So, sometimes it's like I have the best intentions with things like that, and
Mhm.
then they backfire slightly, and I'm like, "You know what? We're gonna laugh about this later. Let's try it without the rhythm." And then they can play it perfectly fine after that. And they're like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "Yeah, you just have to remember to change it back."
Mhm.
So just do that. My goodness.
Another little trick I use that's really similar to that one, especially with straight 16ths, is I'll go bum ba da da dee ba da da da. I don't know what those notes are, but and then I'll go ba da da dee da ba da da dee da ba da da dee da and da da dee da dee da. So it's the same. Is this what you're
Yeah.
about to talk about, or did I?
No, I mean, yes, because it's absolutely right and a very good technique just to like hold a note longer, but and then move on like that. Because it's just, I just trying to learn all those notes at the same rhythm and speed. I'm just like, you need to give your brain a second to catch up what you're doing. And that makes perfect sense. Like, ugh, Matthew, stay out of my head. How did you
Uh,
know? How did you know? How did you know? How did you know? And this is my other favorite technique, which I feel like this might be universal and maybe everyone does this. Listening to recordings while looking at
no,
the music. Oh, okay, I'll
just
be
kidding.
quiet. I'll be quiet then. Yep, we're done. I like, yes, for everyone who's listening, like, that obviously been playing the instrument for years, playing music, like, that makes sense, but sometimes people aren't taught that. or, like, they kind of figure out on their own later in life, like, "Oh, I could have done that." And so that's a concept I've actually been teaching to a lot of my students, which at first was a little worrisome because I was like, "Do you not, like, listen to the music you're playing for, like, the next 4 months?" Like, just to be curious, just to see, like, what your part is and how it fits in there. Because some of their directors don't even play a recording of it for them, so they have no
Whoa.
idea what it sounds
Yeah.
like when it's all together like that until, like, they record themselves playing it, and they're like, "Oh, is that what my part does?" And I'm like, girl, yes, please." So, I like listening a lot with recordings and marking out my part with it.
Do you just have your part up, or do you like to have the score there too?
I do the score, depending on the piece. If it's something I've played before, I'll just, like, do my part, but if it's, like, I have never played before, if I can get access to the score, I will. Which is, like, good because some of the orchestras I play with, they now, like, send everything, like, on a Dropbox to us or Google Drive, and they're like, "We've included the score so you guys can look at
Ooh,
that." And I'm
that's
like,
nice.
"Please do that," because nothing is worse than, like, being unsure about something, and then you have to go ask the conductor, like, in the middle of a break when well, at least for me, because sometimes I'm just like, "How am I gonna word this correctly so I don't sound like an idiot asking them to explain what's going on here?" So I can, like, "Can I just see this?" or whatever, so, yeah. So I do have scores for stuff. I'm like, "That's handy." Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm. What other practice techniques do you have, Matthew? Do you have any other tricks of the trade you would like to share with the world?
If I have a passage that has a lot of tonguing in it, I like to learn it first while just slurring everything so that I'm not especially
Ooh.
if it's, like, technical and tonguey. Because once I can slur it, and if you can slur it well, that's gonna be clean, and then you can add the tongue in.
Yes. Why aren't you teaching
Ah,
me lessons, Matthew?
mm,
Wow.
a
Why
and
aren't you
then
teaching
my other favorite for, like, really nasty passages is to play it backwards. So you start on the right side of the page and go left.
Ooh.
So I've only done that a few times, but I did it for Daphnis and Chloe
A great
because
example.
yes, someone had mentioned doing that to me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know why this worked, but it really did." And also still using those, like, mixed up rhythms, but just practicing it backwards and then
Ooh.
doing it forwards, and it felt very easy.
And you're like, "Please, let's let's start the rehearsals going backwards. If
Yeah,
we could be so kind. Just something easy." I love that. That is so cool. What else? I think one of my other ones I do most of my stuff ends up just being mostly about technical things because lyrical stuff, I'm just telling them, like, "LOL, please use more air." But on
yeah,
technical passages technical passages, sometimes people forget, myself included, that I need to use a lot of air no matter, like, what's happening. I'm like, "It's a wind instrument. You need the air to keep it going." And so if there's, like, just a weird pattern of just running up and down the scale of the instrument, I'll have my students play, like, the first note of each of those, and I'll be like, "Tell me where you think you should place your air for, like, all of these certain notes and, like, what dynamic you think you should be at." And they'll be like, "Oh, maybe I should be really loud on the 2nd note or, like, the 3rd note," or, just we kind of just, like, puzzle this stuff together,
mhm,
tell them how to use their air properly and what notes need that type of air. Like, if they're playing, like, a high C, I may have to go to, like, a low D later on. I'm just like, "So whatever you have at the high C, you need to have a similar concept for the stuff in the middle, but when you get to low D, get closer to it, you need to, like, really put everything you have out there before you get to it, so then you actually make it to the low D and not
mhm.
just, like, crash and burn on the E before it." And they're like, "I couldn't get the last 6 notes out." Really, really funny to watch them try to do it, and the first time, then we explain it, and they're like, "Oh, duh." I'm like, "Duh." I don't know. It's just
Duh.
duh, just figure it out. Jeez, I love being a teacher because it's just like we're all learning together.
We truly, though.
That's it's the life. It's the life.
Let's see. Sometimes I think just knowing when to quit practicing for the day or quit practicing a passage for then is just an important skill to have.
And you know what? That's the real one right there. That's the real one, is knowing when your brain is in fact turned off and then you're just playing music lifelessly. You're just like and you're not getting anything accomplished. You're like, "Is it time to stop? When do I get up and walk around, drink some water, take a break,
Mhm.
or stop for the day?"
Watch some heated rivalry and then come back.
Exactly. Just watch a couple, like, the whole 1st season, and then come back a week later, if you will. That's too true. That is too true. Yes. Okay,
I
that's,
think
like, all
that's
I
all I
have.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "What else do I do?"
It really I almost said something really dumb, and I was like, um, writing in when to use whichever F you wanna use. Like, that's only because that was one of my students today. He had no idea which Fs he's supposed to use, and I was like, "How did you practice this then if you didn't write those down?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I just guessed." I'm like,
I know.
"Write them
I'm
down."
like, I'm sure there are some young people listening, but if they're that young, like, let's
"Good night."
yes,
We yeah.
we don't need to deal with that. It's like, don't write in the note names. And then if you absolutely must write in a note name, please don't write B. It's a B flat.
Please complete the whole thing. Complete the whole sentence, if you will. Be
Because then
natural.
they'll still just like write A, and I'm like, "Well, is it an A or an A flat?" And they're like, "I don't know, what's the difference?" And I'm like, "God help us." Like,
Look, 15-second drop.
and truly, sometimes kids will be like, "Oh, I didn't know that's what that meant." And I'm like, "Then what are your band directors even doing?"
What are they they're not doing their job. That's what it is. God, these band directors, I swear. I know it's a hard job. I get it. But I'm also just like, you're not doing anybody any favors if they don't know how to do things. If I'm having to teach them how to play and count rhythms in their lessons, listen, girl, that's I shouldn't have to do that for
Mhm.
an entire like lesson. Open the schools and have people monitor what's going on in some of these rooms. Please.
I do feel like they rush ahead to playing music instead of, like, learning how music works first. And I know that they have to be, like, integrated together, but it's so frustrating.
It really is, and I just didn't know when I was doing this. I was like, "Oh, I'm also part band director because I'm, like, having to
Mhm.
make them clap and sing rhythms to me, and getting out the little chart that says, like, 1 E and 2 E and like, all the silly, like, things we have to know for how to say a rhythm and learn it." I'm like, "I didn't know I needed to do that, like, what's going on?" And it's their band music they're looking at, so I'm like, "You're looking at this for 45 minutes every day, and yet,
At
you
no
know,
point were
finally."
you like, "Hey, how do I do this?"
Right. The manager's like, "It's okay, guys. I just want us to play First Sweet and Flat." I'm like, "This is 6th grade band. Like, what do you
I
mean?
know.
Can you guys pull up Second Sweet now?" I'm like, "F you. No."
There was a TikTok I saw, and you've probably seen it. It's like, name of middle school band pieces, and it's like, Flarp, Ka-chunk, Monster Squelch. It's like, what are they? But I was like, "So true."
You're right. I have not seen that TikTok, but I know what you're talking. I'm like, "What are these sounds we're making? Like, I don't understand." Like, metal on metal is, like, the name of the piece. So I'm like, "What are the flutes doing? Are they dropping their instruments in this piece?" Just
Ugh.
chaos.
So, actually, when I did do that summer music camp with the kids, like, so I was helping them play and do this and that, but then they also did, like, a body percussion piece, and they needed one more person, and it had to be me, and I was like, "Please don't make me." because I was
Oh,
like,
no.
"This will not be good because this is not like I can't do this." And sure enough, it was funny because the director was like, "Oh my god, you are struggling." And I was like, "I am."
Like, "Let me go. Don't be mean to me. Don't be mean to me. Die."
Because I'm sitting there trying to be like, yeah, or whatever. And I'm like, this is so hard.
Yeah, like, "Don't put me on the spot. Give me a chance to warm up. You guys. You guys."
It's like if I could just play like the rhythms here, I'd be okay. Or if I was just trying to like memorize choreography, I'd be okay. But I'm trying to like read and tap things. I was like, no.
We're good. We're good. It's too much. My body has to do it all. I'm like, "Wait a second. Wait a second." That's how I feel whenever I have to see anything that's like snaps or claps or stomps, or worse, when it's like a whistles, and I'm like, "I can't whistle." So I'm just gonna sit here and just look goofy, just like,
All right. We hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Oboe Slander. You can find us on Instagram at Oboe Slander, on TikTok at oboe.slander. You can email us thoughts, questions, or anything else to oboslanderqueens at gmail.com. And you can find us on Facebook, or you can find a little bit of information about us on my website, which is matthewcovingtonoboe.com. Anything else to add, LeBaron?
I'm just really excited, for our live episode that's coming, and I hope everyone's enjoyed, the start of February. So, yay! Can't wait.
Goodbye.
Bye.